Hi, Matt with eTrailer. If you have a 2023 BMW X5 and you're looking for a set of chains to get you through those super icy situations, and you want something that's just going to look pretty nice on your vehicle, then the Titan chain with V-bars are going to be a great choice for you. So let's check it out. We're going to have this on tire size 275, 45, R20, and this will fit a variety of other sizes. That's just the size we have today. And we're going to have this on our rear axle as per what the manual recommends. And we're also going to have the rear axle steering turned off too, because that's what the manual suggests too, so you don't damage anything. Now, if you're not sure if this is going to fit your vehicle, you can actually plug in your vehicle's information into our fit guide to find the right one for you. The reason why I recommend this for more icy situations is because we're going to have these V-bars. And these are going to be the larger size too, so they're going to give you excellent traction for those super icy situations. Also good traction for snow too. Now they are going to be very aggressive, so I would recommend them using more on the off-road use. Now if you're going through some areas where you know you won't make contact with pavement, then I think this will be fine for that too. That twist link design also makes it a little bit easier for us to use our V-bars. It will be also made out of a low carbon steel, so they are going to be made of a softer metal, which will give you a little bit of a better ride, so it's not too bumpy, but they might not last as long as some other chains out there. And we are going to have a ladder pattern design to them, and with a ladder pattern design, that's going to give you more traction when you're stopping and you're starting. Now, if you look at the bottom, we'll notice we do have this lever, and this is going to help take out some of that slack in your chains. Now, if you're finding it a little bit difficult to take out enough slack from your chains, then I'd recommend checking a look at these chains only with the cams. Because the ones with the cams are just easier to tighten in general because you'll have more tensioning points. I recommend using a rubber tensioner with this. Because what's probably going to happen is when you're driving down the road, your chains are going to shift, and once they shift, they usually loosen up. So what a rubber tensioner does is constantly applies tension to your chains, so even if they do loosen up, it's going to keep everything nice and tight so it doesn't damage anything. Now, this isn't going to come with your kit. You can actually find this separately on our website if you don't already own one. Now, what will come with your kit though is going to be 2 sets of chains in this pretty light duty bag, and honestly this bag is probably going to get shredded real quick after 1 or 2 uses. So what I'd recommend doing is investing in a small tote to keep your chains in, just so you can really move them more easily. To start off the installation, I recommend grabbing some gloves just to make this a little bit easier and laying out your chains. The reason why I recommend laying out your chains is just so we can check a few things. So I want to just check to make sure our welds and links aren't damaged, and I want to make sure the orientation is correct. So we want to make sure these hooks are facing up, so the flat side is against our tire. And then on the far end, closest to me, I'm going to make sure this lever is right next to me. I want to make sure it's furthest away from our tire too. Once I've done that, I can start putting it on. The best way I find to do that is just to grab it from the center and drape it over. And once you're at this point, we're just going to be adjusting it some, making sure it's not hanging too low, making contact with your rim, and that it's even on both ends. You can put your hand back there to check too. Once we're good in that respect, then I'm just going to continue this down until we get to the edges. And from here, I want to arrange the ends of my links in a way where it's going to be easier to gain access to them. Connecting the backside first because it's a little bit tougher back here. So you're going to be grabbing this metal hook and connecting it to the links on the other side. And this will probably be a little difficult just because it is a tight spot. And you might have to try this a few times because we want to make sure it's not too tight where it's going to be an uneven fit compared to your front and back. And we don't want it too loose where it's going to just fall off your tire or be too loose and make contact with something on your vehicle. Front will be a little bit different. So instead of just hooking on a hook to these links, we're going to be sticking this lever through the center of one of those links and then pulling on it applying pressure. What we're going to be doing now is using this little hook or little C to grab onto this link right here. Now this is going to take quite a bit of pressure probably, so I have to use my body weight to do this too. There we go, and that's what it should look like. Now we're just going to come back through, pull on our chains, make sure they feel pretty tight, and yeah, this thing is barely moving. That's a great fit. But I'm still going to use a rubber tensioner just to give me a little more peace of mind. And when you're doing this, I recommend putting this on in a star pattern, because that's going to give you a little bit more distribution of this tension. And when you place your hooks on, you want to make sure that they're facing away from your tire, just so they don't puncture anything. Once this is on, then you can repeat that process on the other side. Then I recommend pulling forward and backing up some, coming back through, pulling on your chains, making sure they didn't shift too much and they feel good. And if they do, you can take it out for a ride. Now let's just look at the installation and some of the features of our Titan Chain tire chains with V-bars. I'm Matt. Thanks for watching.